So in the summer of 2024, my ex-boyfriend wrapped his hands around my neck and presumably was trying to kill me, but was choking me. He did it twice. And I managed to get away the second time and call the police. And just in the last month, I received a call from the district attorney's office that he is being offered a 2-year plea deal. The evidence that the police received from me in regards to this situation was my testimony, which was written and verbal, not notarized, not under oath. They got screenshots of our text messages leading up to that and video and photos leading up to that just to show how erratic he was behaving. A lot of suicidal stuff. And whatever testimony that they got from him, which I don't know what he told them. Around the same time this happened to me, this also happened to a family member of a good friend of mine. And she sent me the police report and was asking my advice because I was living through this situation myself. In that instance, the girlfriend involved claimed that it was both of them, but he was the one that called the police. He's the one that was cutting her off at the pass to give his narrative, and she's the one that ended up in jail. Side note, I want to give kudos to the Allen Police Department that handled my case. Because when I saw her police report, I had a whole new appreciation for how professionally they handled that situation. My police report from the Allen Police Department had nothing except the facts that they personally witnessed. When I got the Rockwall, Texas police report, which is only one county over from Allen, Texas, their police report was basically what the boyfriend told them. And it was written in the police report as if it was fact and as if they had witnessed it. I was shocked by that. So I just, as a side note, wanted to give kudos to Allen for keeping it strictly to things that they personally witnessed. So in her case, I don't know all the evidence they were given, but I believe it was largely his testimony. And she ended up taking a plea deal as well and ended up in jail for some time. So here I am with two people that I personally know in my own sphere here in North Texas that have ended up incarcerated after really only obtaining one witness testimony and perhaps collaborating evidence for that, but a case largely built on one person's testimony. So why is it that 2,300 plus days since Jeffrey Epstein was charged, have not a single person, not one, not a zero person that paid Jeffrey Epstein has gone to jail? Not one. Despite the fact that there's not just one witness, there are thousands of witnesses. And not only that, there's witnesses collaborating witnesses. So you have witnesses saying this happened to me, and you have witnesses saying, yes, that happened to her, I saw it. And they're doing it under oath. I never did anything under oath. I never even notarized anything. Not only that, you have literally millions of documents of evidence. You have photos, you have video. You have the Department of Justice out there saying that they can't release all of it because there's child pornography involved and they can't release that. Excuse me. Question, Department of Justice. I'm not an expert here, but isn't the fact that that child pornography even exists evidence? Like, there has to be somebody shooting the photo, shooting the video, right? So Someone is creating this pornography. And if there's someone else involved with the child in the video or the photo, do you even need a witness to tell you under oath what happened there? Like, I feel like that's all you need. Except to, like, go verify it's not AI or faked, right? As long as you can verify that it's a real photo in a real video that hasn't been altered, is that not literally all you need? But okay, if you need more, if witness testimony is not enough, especially that under oath, and child pornography is not enough, let's talk about bank records, right? This is a fascinating thing to me because I'm an accountant, right? So I've been thinking about this a lot. You have thousands of bank records, thousands of transactions that are going into Jeffrey Epstein's bank account. And of course, he's doing it under the vice that he manages people's money. So, allegedly, I have not confirmed this. I don't even know if I can confirm it. But allegedly, Donald Trump just himself sent Jeffrey Epstein over 4,000 bank transfers. Just him. But there was a lot more people involved than just Donald Trump, right? You're talking thousands. Okay, so let's just take that evidence alone. Even if none of the witness testimony is credible, if none of this video is credible, none of these millions of documents are credible, let's just follow the money. Okay, I'm an accountant. I have worked in numerous CPA firms in my life. I owned my own bookkeeping company. I have done books for lots of different investments. Real estate investments, commodity investments, trading investments, joint ventures, you name it, I have probably done the books for it. Okay? So, in thinking about what I have seen and what we ask for when we're doing the books, first and foremost, you're not going to go into an agreement like that, or at least a smart person is not going to go into an agreement like that without documentations breaking out the terms and conditions of the arrangement, right? So if you're managing the money, if you are doing a joint partnership, if you're doing a joint venture, whatever the arrangement is, this is going to be in writing, especially these filthy rich people that have high-powered, expensive lawyers. There is going to be some document out there, a partnership agreement, a joint venture agreement, some kind of agreement that's going to state the nature of this relationship and what is expected from each party. And what's going to happen if they don't meet the terms. Okay? So, all right. You sent thousands of transfers to Jeffrey Epstein and you're saying it's because he managed your money. All right, where's the agreement outlining all this arrangement? Okay, in addition to that, second question. Investments are meant to get a return, right? Not only are they meant to get a return, but they're expecting, these investors, and I know this from personal experience, are expecting to get documentation to prove the financials, right? You say it made this much money or lost this much money, now prove it, right? That's where people like me come in, to go prove the numbers and present the financials. I have personally been involved in a situation where an franchise owner was getting sued by investors because she was not providing that to them. They were not seeing financials and they were left in the dark. Okay? So if regular everyday people are suing and having an issue with people not presenting financials and a return on their investment, then you better believe these rich, powerful people are expecting some kind of return on their investments. And at some point, if they've sent thousands of transfers and never received anything back, at some point, aren't they going to raise questions? Aren't they going to stop sending money because they're not getting a return on their investment, right? So where is the return on the investment? If he manages your money, you should be seeing a return on that. And if you're not seeing a return on that, why are you continuing to use him as your money manager? Why are you continuing to invest in these investments that you supposedly had with him if you're not seeing a return on the investments? Right? Even if it was a shell game and smoke and mirrors where they were doing like Bernie Madoff, where they were creating fake financials and statements and things, like even that they were able to blow holes through, right? It's usually the accountants that get these guys in jail, right? Even the mob. So where are the forensic accountants here? Because I feel like they could be doing God's work right now, just following all the transfers to Jeffrey Epstein and asking a lot of questions, just like everyday people get that I personally deal with. The questions they get from the IRS, from the state comptroller, from all the various agencies that they have to answer to and give documents to and answer a million questions about what this charge was and where's your receipt for that? Where's your document about this? Why are none of these people that transferred to Jeffrey Epstein having to go through that process that these regular everyday people are having to go through? Why is my ex-boyfriend sitting in a worse situation than Ghislaine Maxwell? How in the world did someone as evil as Ghislaine Maxwell get a cushy deal into a cushy prison where she gets all of these benefits? I was even looking at Epstein's situation. There is literally a log in the Epstein files when he was under suicide watch where they're writing down regularly like what he was doing. He's sleeping, he's pacing the room, he's eating, and there was so many entries. He's out, right? Because he had work release or whatever. Like he was gone, he wasn't there. How is my ex-boyfriend in a worse situation than Ghislaine Maxwell? And if that's not shocking to you, go read some of the testimony about what Ghislaine Maxwell has done. I actually think she might have been more evil than Epstein himself. She is pure evil. How on God's green earth has she gotten a cush deal? Of course, I think we all know, right? At the end of the day, we all know how she got a cush deal because she's got a lot of information that people don't want to get out. And everyone's expecting her to get completely pardoned. I'm surprised it hasn't already happened. It's sickening. Why are we the people not demanding justice? Why are we so complacent in the face of blatant double standard justice? There's justice for the everyday regular people, like the two people I personally know here in North Texas. And then there's the justice system for the rich and powerful, which is basically none. None. How are we okay with this? This is not okay. There is nothing okay about this. I'm disgusted with it. We, the people, need to be crying. I don't care what party you're in. I don't care what religion you're in. I don't care what color you are. We should all be demanding justice for these victims. And I don't even care if they dismiss every single one of their testimonies. There is enough evidence there, just in bank transfers alone, for them to put people in jail. There is no reason, none, that there should be zero people involved in the largest sex child trafficking ring in our nation's history, perhaps in world history. How not one single person that has paid Epstein to rape children or have him keep quiet about raping children, not one has gone to jail. Meanwhile, average everyday people sitting in jail for 2 years for crimes way less egregious. And that's coming from a victim. Way less egregious than what these people have done. It's very disheartening and not okay. And Department of Justice, FBI, even the police departments at every level, You have failed these victims, and you have failed us as a society. This is not okay. And I'm calling you out.